Recently I made a reaction to celebrities speaking German. It was an enjoyable video to watch. We've seen celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio, Sandra Bullock attempting to speak German with varying levels of success, some very good, some just okay. But on that video, someone asked me to check out King Charles speaking German. Now, I never knew King Charles spoke German, but after seeing that recommendation and thinking about it, it makes sense. He's obviously very well educated at some of the best schools in the UK. I would imagine his grasp of German and also French is at least a basic level, but probably quite a good level. And when you actually think about the connection of Germany to the British royal family, a lot of the British royal family actually have German blood, so it kind of makes sense even more. I found this article on DW. It's called How German Are the British Royals? Now, it says here about 300 years ago in 1714, England's Queen Anne died, and as a result, the German elector George Louis of Hanover was proclaimed King of Great Britain. And also here, his son George II left the British their national anthem, God Save the King, later changed to God Save the Queen. So Germany actually has a huge influence, not just on the royal family, but also the British national anthem, which I never knew about. And obviously since 1714, there's been a lot more German people within the royal family. So it's actually quite a strong connection between the UK and Germany when it comes to our royal family. So I'm interested to see King Charles speaking German. I've got two videos that show that. This one, King Charles speaks German at a banquet in Berlin. And King becomes the first British monarch to address the German parliament. So I never knew that. But yeah, let's watch this one first of all.
Es ist schön von Ihnen, dass Sie gekommen sind und mich nicht mit einem Dinner for One alleine lassen.
Dinner for One, I don't know what that is. Dinner for One is a two-hander comedy sketch written by British author Laurie Wiley for the theatre. After featuring on the stage, the German TV broadcaster NDR recorded the sketch in 1962 as an 18-minute black and white videotape recording performed by British comedians Freddie Frinton and May Warden. It has become traditional viewing on New Year's Eve in European countries such as Germany. Oh, so that's actually interesting. Tell me more about that. Have you watched Dinner for One before? What's it about? Is it a big part of German culture? Do you watch it on New Year's Eve? But what I enjoy about that, as much as it's nice to hear King Charles speak in German, it's also quite cool to see him make jokes. I always appreciate seeing people speak in another language but adding humour to what they're saying as well, which can be quite difficult at points. Merkel?
Meine Frau und sich sind tief gerührt, wie herzlich wir in Deutschland empfangen würden. Over all these years.
Okay, so speaking English now, but yeah, tell me more what you think about his German, his grasp of German. Of course, the accent itself, you can still hear his normal upper class, sort of, you can call it posh voice or accent, but tell me what you think about him actually speaking German and how he sounds with that sort of accent when he speaks German. Is it very, very unique? Does anybody sound like that in Germany with that sort of high society accent?
And in so many ways, I have been struck by the warmth of the friendship between our nations and by the vitality of our partnership in countless areas. It was, Mr. President, a friendship which mattered greatly to my mother.
So tell me what you think about his English accent as well. Of course, within England or within Britain, not only do we have regional accents, but you have this difference between the sort of upper class and the working class. You can really hear like it's the Queen's English is a much more pronounced, and in his case, obviously because of his role, very statesman-like. Tell me what you think about his English accent compared to other English accents. This one is also quite interesting. The King becomes the first monarch to address the German Parliament. As much as that does sound very impressive, it kind of makes sense. I guess the German Parliament has only been in its sort of modern iteration since maybe either after after World War II or after reunification. I'm not sure when this iteration of the German Parliament was implemented, and then obviously if that's the case, the only other monarch would have been the Queen. I'm surprised actually that the Queen never spoke at the German Parliament. Was there any reason for that? But the King, let's see him speak German at the German Parliament.
Sehr geehrter Herr Bundespräsident, sehr geehrte Frau Bundestagspräsidentin, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren.
Is that the
Es ist
President?
eine große Ehre, heute bei Ihnen zu sein. Meine Frau und mir bedeutet es sehr viel, dass wir auf meiner ersten Auslandsreise als König nach Deutschland eingeladen wurden. Und vor allem, dass ich hier sprechen darf, um das Bekenntnis zur Freundschaft unserer Länder zu erneuern.
Yeah, I'm quite happy that he's actually making this speech, especially in the German Parliament, just trying to reinforce that relationship between our two countries. I mean, two countries that I feel have a lot of similarities. Of course, there's been a lot that's happened in the past between our two countries, but two countries with similar peoples, similar mentalities. I want a good, strong relationship between the UK and Germany. It can only be positive for both. But again, tell me what you think about his German. Of course, with this one, he's reading it off paper, so he's not exactly speaking fluently. But I guess in any situation like this, with any sort of country leader or royalty, they're never just going to go off the top of the head. I think they're probably always going to read off paper. But it seems like a nice listen anyway. A big round of applause there.
Es gibt kaum einen besseren Ort dafür als dieses Gebäude, dessen Steine die Geschichte des 20. Jahrhunderts erzählen. Es demonstriert selbst, was unsere beiden Länder verbindet. 1933 in Brand gesetzt, 1945 schwer beschädigt, würde es in den 90er Jahren von einem britischen Architekten zum Parlament des wiederbereinigten demokratischen Deutschlands umgebaut. Die ikonische Glaskuppel ist ein Symbol für die Transparenz und Rechenschaftspflicht des Parlaments. Von hier aus können die Bürgerinnen und Bürger ihren Politikern tatsächlich bei der Arbeit zu sehen. Gelebte Demokratie.
Okay, that was interesting actually. So yeah, I've never actually seen the German Parliament building. Actually learning about it there is almost like a metaphor for the relationship between the UK and Germany. The years that it was damaged and rebuilt and things are obviously big milestones in Germany's history. The fact it was actually designed by a British architect as well, I'm very proud of that. Tell me if that's true, who the architect is. Tell me what you think about the building as well.
Meine Mutter wusste, welche enorme Errungenschaft diese Versöhnung bedeutete. Und mit ihren vielen Besuchen in Deutschland wollte sie ihren Beitrag dazu leisten. Vielleicht ist das der Grund, warum sie sich einen besonderen Platz im Herzen der Deutschen eroberte.
Is that true? What do Germans think about the British royal family? Do you care about it in any way? Do you have respect for them? As he mentioned, did you respect the Queen? What did you think about the Queen? Obviously, within Britain, I think for the most part, she was very well loved. I don't feel King Charles has as much love yet as she did. It could maybe still come if he's doing things like this and trying to build relationships with allies and do that. I have a bit more respect for him with regards to that. Tell me what you think about the difference between the Queen and King Charles. Very kind words. I quite enjoy it.
Meine Family und ich waren zutiefst berührt von der Reaktion Deutschlands nach dem Tod meiner Mutter.
I really enjoyed it. It was nice to hear his German accent, of course, or his grasp of German. Of course, you can hear his normal English-speaking accent. It's that, as I mentioned, that sort of higher class, well-spoken Englishman. The words he was actually saying in German and in English were very meaningful. I quite enjoyed it, and I'm really happy to see him making the effort to be the first monarch in the German parliament and say things that can hopefully just bring our countries closer together. I really love Germany, really always have respected the country and the people, so if this can do anything to like bring that relationship closer together, I'm all for it. Tell me what you think about this, tell me what you think about King Charles, the royal family, and yeah, tell me what you think about his German. Thanks.